Hi guys, Steve Carew here, Fulling Mill Technical Manager. I'm here in the beautiful hut at Tescoombe Fishery and I'm going to tie some of Fulling Mill's top patterns using some of our new amazing fly tie materials. Okay, so this pattern here is one called the Full Metal Jacket. It's a pattern from Croston. I think if anyone's seen any of Howard's videos, they will have seen that Howard is a very inventive guy and this pattern is no different. So it's got something a little bit special hidden in it. Basically, the fly is tied on a normal jig hook. The bead is one of our jig off beads. But Howard, being Howard, has just done something a little bit sneaky. The back of it is filled up with solder. This enables you to tie a small fly that's super heavy. It's got extra weight inside it. So you should be using a soldering iron to fill it up the back. Have to admit, last night when I knocked a few of these up ready for today, I used a blowtorch for doing the tops of a creme brulee. So I've bodged it slightly. But effectively it just is a jig off bead with solder hidden in the back, and yeah, it allows you to tie a small but very, very heavy fly. So I think this is a size 14 hook. This is a copper jig off bead. I think the pattern actually has a silver jig off bead, but it's what I'm using today. And then I'm just using a finish olive thread. So attach tying thread and run it down the hook shank. Just snap the tag piece off. And then the first thing we need to do is just put in a few tailing fibres. So I'm just using a few strands of Coq de Leon. Okay. So in terms of length, I would try and do it roughly body length. If you tie it in on the side, it then sort of rolls up on top with your thread. So just make a few turns of thread, catch that in. So next material here, this is turkey biots. So we've got a whole range of these in different colours, some insect specific ones, some just sort of like standard colours, but they make really nice segmented bodies. Lots of people think tie with this side, but you're actually really tying with the other side here. That's where you get the biot from there. Okay. So cut one off. And then we just tie this in. Just tie it in by the tip. These are a little bit fiddly to wind, but and then just run the tying thread up the hook shank. Okay, cut off the waste piece of the Coq de Leon. I just stick a tiny bit of taper into that body. Don't need very much. Just going to run a bit of the Fulling Mill super glue over the body, just help a little bit with the security of that biot. Okay. And then we just wind this up. You could use hackle pliers. I don't tend to bother. Okay. So just wind this up, and it does give a really nice sort of segmented effect. Looks very buggy. Okay, just catch that off. So this is it's a really simple tie, but looks really fishy. Let me just get that tag piece there. Okay. Then thorax cover on this fly is just a bit of black holographic tinsel. I've got medium here. You could use medium or large thickness. Just tie that in on top. Okay, so the thorax of this is I'm going to use our new Eco Warrior dub. So a bit of a silly name. It's because the two natural materials in this, one is a product of pest control, and one is a byproduct of the food industry. So no synthetic in this at all. It's just purely natural. It's really nice and buggy. So if you want an all fur dubbing with no synthetic in it, this is the one to use. Dubs on really nice and easy. So try not to dub it on too tight, because we want to pick this out a little bit so that we get a nice leggy effect from the dubbing. Okay. Bring the thorax cover over, just separate those fibres a little bit. So using the black holographic for the thorax cover adds just a little subtle flash, nothing too over the top. Okay, so we just whip finish here. 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then just the final thing we need to do, just bring those fibres down a little bit. I've got just a little bit of UV resin here. Just adds a little bit of security to that tinsel thorax cover. Okay, so just separate those fibres and just drop that resin in on top of that tinsel thorax cover. Zap it with your torch. Just 10 seconds or so. Okay, and then just that dub in there. I mean, it's pretty buggy already, but you could pick it out a little bit. If any of the fibres were getting too long, you could trim it down a bit. But that is the Howard Croston full metal jacket. I think this is the dark olive version, and yeah, it's got the extra bit of hidden weight in behind that bead. Give it a go, super effective pattern.